Okay, everybody. Well, welcome to our conference lesson for today. My name is Alastair. It's my pleasure to present today's conference lesson with Circular de Langue. And here it is. It's called Building Client Relationships. Building Client Relationships. We're going to look at phrases to show empathy and understanding. Okay, so we're going to look at language that can help show empathy and understanding to help build relationships with our clients in our professional life. Okay, well, let's have a look at the content for today. So we have 4 parts to our agenda. Understanding empathy in client communication. Number 2, active listening and responding. Number 3, expressing understanding and offering solutions. And number 4, maintaining long-term relationships. Okay, so all very viable and important aspects to showing empathy. Okay, just one moment. I'm just going to have a look down that list. Wonderful. Let's do that. Okay, so let us continue. Okay. So let's start with the first part here, understanding empathy in client communication. Understanding empathy in client communication. So what is empathy? Okay, well, we have an explanation here for what empathy means in business, in the business world, in the business sector. So empathy is the art of feeling with your client. It means listening beyond logic, acknowledging emotions and responding from understanding. It's a very key point. So it's all about responding from a point of comprehension. It transforms customer service into human connection and turns professionalism into compassion. So these are vital skills in order to build successful connections with our client base. So why does empathy build trust? Well, let's have a look. So number 2 here, clients trust people who get them. Clients trust people who understand them. When they feel seen, not judged, heard but not ignored, they relax. So clients trust people who get them. When they feel seen, not judged, heard, not ignored, clients relax. So empathy shows respect for their story, builds credibility, and creates bonds that outlast products or prices. It's a very good point. Well, we're going to look at certain vocabulary today. Here's our first vocabulary screen. We've got the English words and the French translations next to them. I'm going to read through each of the English words twice. Okay, so here we go. Empathy. Empathy. Compassion. Compassion. Understanding. Understanding. Respect. Respect. Sensitivity. Sensitivity. Kindness. Kindness. Awareness. Awareness. Concern. Concern. Attentiveness. Attentiveness. And the last one, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Well, let's have a look at some empathetic phrases. Some common empathetic phrases. I completely understand how frustrating that must be. I completely understand how frustrating that must be. I can imagine how that felt for you. I can imagine how that felt for you. I'd feel the same in your situation. I'd feel the same in your situation. It sounds like this was really important to you. It sounds like this was really important to you. I truly appreciate you bringing this to my attention. I truly appreciate you bringing this to my attention. Okay, so some empathetic phrases, quite general, that we can instill into our language. Let's have a look at a little bit of dialogue showing real empathy between you and a client. I'm really disappointed. My order came a week late. You. I completely understand how that feels. A delay like that can ruin your plans. Yes, it messed up our schedule. I'll check what happened and update you within 2 hours. That would be great. Thank you for taking it seriously. Of course, your experience matters to us. So our dialogue here, it shows real empathy. The client is disappointed and you're showing understanding, and you're also trying to build a connection by solving the problem as well. Well, let's have a look at a top tip. So acknowledge before you solve. Okay, so clients want to feel heard before they hear solutions. Say, I can understand why you're upset, and then let's see how I can make this right. So a top tip, empathy must come before efficiency and never after. Okay, so show understanding first in your language before you offer a solution to the problem. Show empathy first and then solution after. Okay, well, let's move on to the next part of today's presentation, active listening and responding. This is a very good part to the lesson. So listening beyond words. Active listening means giving your full attention. It's not waiting for your turn to speak, but seeking to understand feelings beyond words. So tone, silence, and pauses often say more than sentences do. So active listening means giving your full attention. It's not waiting for your turn to speak, but seeking to understand feelings beyond words. Your tone, silence, and pauses often say more than sentences. Okay, well, let's have a look at our second screen related to vocabulary, this time for active listening and responding. I'll read through each of these vocabulary words twice. Number 1, clarify, clarify. Number 2, confirm, confirm. Number 3, paraphrase, paraphrase. Number 4, summarize, summarize. Number 5, acknowledge, acknowledge. Number 6, reflect, reflect. Number 7, engage. Engage. Number 8, pause. Pause. Number 9, respond. Respond. And number 10, observe. Observe. Okay, well, let's have a look at some phrases that can help build that connection through empathy. Number 1, let me make sure I understand. Let me make sure I understand. Number 2, so what you're saying is. Number 3, I hear your concern and I appreciate your honesty. I hear your concern and I appreciate your honesty. Number 4, that makes total sense. Thank you for sharing. That makes total sense. Thank you for sharing. And the last one, number 5, could you tell me a bit more about that? Could you tell me a bit more about that? So these are sentences that show a language to help build a connection. Well, let's have a look at a second dialogue for today. So again, we have a client, and again, we've got you as well here today. So dialogue, listening with intention. So listening with intention. Client, I'm not sure this product fits my needs. You, I see. Could you tell me what you were expecting? I wanted something simpler. Too many buttons confuse me. Got it. You're looking for simplicity and ease. Let's find a version that's more intuitive. That sounds perfect. Great. I'll guide you through the options step by step. Okay, so there we are, a little example dialogue related to listening with intention. Okay. Well, let's have a look now at another part of today's lesson. It's called mirroring. It's the secret ingredient, if you like. What is mirroring? What is this secret ingredient? So mirroring is repeating the client's key words. This builds comfort and trust. So repeating the client's key words builds comfort and trust. For example, client, I'm worried about reliability. You, reliability is essential. Let's focus on the most dependable option. So the client is worried about reliability, and you repeat the word reliability and the importance of it. I'm worried about reliability. Reliability is essential. Let's focus on the most dependable option. So this technique of mirroring, it signals care, precision, and engagement with the client. It's a secret ingredient. Okay, let's have a look at another tip. The tip here is pause before you reply. So silence communicates thoughtfulness. Pausing before answering shows you're considering the client's words carefully, not rushing. A few seconds of quiet can make your answer feel wiser and warmer. This is another top tip. So silence communicates thoughtfulness. Pausing before answering shows you're considering the client's words carefully, not rushing. A few seconds of quiet can make your answer feel wiser and warmer. Okay, I'm just going to Have a look here. There we go. Great. Okay. Well, let's continue, guys. Let's have a look at the next part of our presentation for today, which is expressing understanding and offering solutions. Okay, so we're going to be empathetic and then offer solutions, practical solutions. So from empathy to action, it's a very important step to make for us in business. So empathy without action feels hollow. It feels empty. Once you've shown understanding, you need to move to resolution. Clients remember two things: how you made them feel and how you made things right. So a tip here: emotion opens the door, but action builds the relationship. It keeps the door open. So empathy to action. Empathy without action feels hollow or empty. Well, let's have a look at our third page of vocabulary related to supportive action. This time we have 10 more vocabulary words. I'm going to read through each of these words twice. Number 1, assist. Assist. Number 2, resolve. Resolve. Number 3, adjust. Adjust. Number 4, collaborate. Collaborate. Number 5, ensure. Ensure. Number 6, improve. Improve. Number 7, replace. Replace. Number 8, commit. Commit. Number 9, support. Support. And lastly, number 10, guarantee. Guarantee. Okay, well, let's have a look at some response phrases that show initiative. Number 1, I completely understand, and I'll make sure this is fixed today. Okay, we've got empathy, action. I completely understand, and I'll make sure this is fixed today. Number 2, I appreciate your patience. I'll personally check the progress. Empathy, action. I appreciate your patience. I'll personally check the progress. Number 3, I'll stay in touch until everything's settled. I'll stay in touch until everything's settled. And the last one, number 4, I know this matters to you, and I'll handle it personally. I know this matters to you, and I'll handle this personally. Okay, well, let's have a look at our conversation, again, between our client and you. So let's have a listen to the conversation. Client. The colour looks different from what I saw online. You. I see what you mean. Screen lighting can change perception. I completely understand your concern. I expected a softer tone. I'll send photos of 2 options in natural light, or we can exchange it. Thanks. It's very professional. My pleasure. I want you completely satisfied. Okay, well, let's have a look at turning complaints into opportunities. Okay, so this is a very key part to today's lesson. Turning complaints into opportunities. So every complaint is a chance to rebuild trust. Thank the client for their honesty. For example, I appreciate you sharing this. It helps us improve. So problems handled with empathy become bridges to stronger relationships. Here's a top tip. Stay calm. Stay curious. When a client is upset, replace reaction with curiosity. Ask, what would be an ideal situation for you? This question transforms tension into teamwork and shows emotional maturity. So stay calm, stay curious, ask a question. Replace reaction with curiosity. Well, let's move on to the final part of today's lesson, which is all about maintaining long-term relationships. Okay, so we can use empathy to do this. So why follow-up matters? Empathy continues after the sale. Follow-up emails, thank you notes, or quick check-ins prove reliability. So empathy continues after the sale. Follow-up emails, thank you notes, or quick check-ins prove reliability. Clients remember those who care after payment. That's where true loyalty begins. This is a key point for us. So we have our last part of vocabulary here. We've got 10 words for you to listen to as I read them out twice. Here we go. Number 1, loyalty. Loyalty. Number 2, appreciation. Appreciation. Number 3, gratitude. Gratitude. Number 4, consistency. Consistency. Number 5, reliability. Reliability. Number 6, trust. Trust. Number 7, follow-up. Follow-up. Number 8, engagement. Engagement. Number 9, connection. Connection. And number 10, sincerity. Sincerity. Okay. Well, let's have a look and listen to some useful expressions. It was a pleasure working with you. How's everything going? It was a pleasure working with you. How's everything going? Thank you for trusting us with your project. Thank you for trusting us with your project. I'm always here if you need support. I'm always here if you need support. Your feedback means a lot. It helps us grow. Your feedback means a lot. It helps us grow. Let's stay in touch and see how things evolve. Let's stay in touch and see how things evolve. Well, we have our final dialogue of today's conference lesson between you and a client again. It's all about the power of remembering. So you, hi Alex, just checking in. How did the installation go? Client, everything's perfect, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. You mentioned earlier you'd expand next season. How's that going? We're planning it now. Fantastic. Let me know if I can help again. I really value your continued trust. Absolutely. I appreciate your follow-up. Okay, so the power of remembering, illustrated by you in this dialogue. Okay, let's have a look at another top tip. Number 2, personalize every interaction. This is true. Personalize every interaction. This is a top tip. So clients can usually spot generic messages. Use their name, recall details, and refer to previous conversations. This is the top tip. Say, how's your new campaign coming along? Genuine curiosity humanizes business communication. So a top tip illustrated here. Well, we have nearly finished for today, guys. We just have our conference conclusion. So have a listen as I read through. Empathy is more than a skill. It's the soul of communication. When we listen with presence, speak with understanding, and act with sincerity, every conversation becomes a bridge of trust. Clients may forget exact words, but they will always remember how you made them feel. So building relationships with empathy is not just good business, it's good humanity. It's true. Well, guys, thank you for joining me today. Just like to thank you on behalf of everyone there at Cercle de Langue, from the team in Paris, there they are, and from myself here as well. Thank you ever so much for your attendance today. I greatly appreciate it. I will be back here next Monday. I hope that you are able to join me then. Until then, it is time to say goodbye. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.